Even though that's...
天使創造リブート
Okay, you need to stop doing the swimsuit one. Especially since that's the kind of training they're expecting you to talk about specifically. A week has passed.
リク、かぐやは昨夜も来ていないんだね。
Yeah, and whose fault is that? Nope, not once.
そうか。ならよかった。僕の話を分かってくれたという証だ。
Oh. I thought you would have felt bad for her, but apparently it's a good thing that she isn't back, that she hasn't come back.
だったらかぐやは、これから何かする気になれば、僕にも必ず連絡をくれるはずだ。逆に、彼女から連絡がないのなら、僕が出張る必要もないだろう。何せリクは、本当に部屋からほぼ出ないからね。夏休みは助かる。僕も気が抜けるよ。というわけで、あまねの部屋に行ってくるね。読みかけのシリーズを読破しないと。
Noah leaves the living room, seeming thoroughly relieved. Yet, as I watch her go, I'm left feeling somewhat unsatisfied. It's not a new feeling. It's been there all week. Because Kaguya hasn't been back once. I take my phone out of my pocket. Then I unlock it, and boot up my messaging app and click on the entry Hoshikawa Kaguya. Our conversation history is blank. We never did end up texting each other after we swapped numbers.
私はこうすることの他にあなたとのつながりがないもの。
The words she spoke to me flicker across my mind.
接する理由がない。
She was right. The same goes for me. There's nothing else connecting us. Our empty conversation history proves as much. And it will stay this way unless something changes. Is this what I want? I'm on an intense haze hanging over my head, hanging over my heart. Is this what I want? Is this what Kaguya wants? And I gather my resolve and write my first ever text to Kaguya. Apprehensively, I press send. Do you mind if I come over?
いらっしゃい、リク。来てくれて嬉しいわ。
Kaguya immediately responded with a yes, and gives me the warmest welcome when I do arrive. Perhaps she was waiting for me to text her this whole time.
けど、今日はどうしたの？初めてリーンでメッセージをくれた上で、うちに来るなんて。
Oh, you know, I don't really have an answer to that. Because I'm not really sure of myself. I could tell her hurts because I felt all antsy, but I doubt she'd understand.
どうであれ、リクから進んできてくれたのは、本当に嬉しい。
She reads the room and pushes the conversation forward without prying further.
オリエ、お茶の用意をお願い。私はお茶受けを買ってくるわ。
We engage in light conversation as we partake in tea and snacks, which in this household means household means out and in. After making tea for us, Oria retreats into a separate room. I think she's actually being considerate of us, considerate for once. She did decide that I wasn't a threat the other day. No, it's more so she approves of your relationship with her. While I'm pondering all this,
ここのところすっかりあなたのところに行けていなくてごめんなさいね。
she bows to me. I guess she was waiting for the right moment to bring it up. Hey, it's not your fault. I try to remain casual about it. It really isn't her fault after all. If we were to continue our training after what happened last time, then Noel would have to be present. Although that would make it a whole lot safer. So really I should want that. I think I kind of know why Kaguya hasn't been coming over. But I really shouldn't be thinking too deeply about this right now. All sorts of thoughts are going to end up racing through my mind, and then I'm going to find it difficult to look Kaguya in the face.
あんなことになった以上、まさかとは思うけど、今日はその代わりにここでということ？
No. That's not why I'm here.
そうよね。ごめんなさい。さっき言いあぐねていたようだったから、ついいろいろ考えてしまって。
You know, Kaguya may have read the room and not brought up the subject, but maybe you should read the room now as well. Yeah, right. That was my bad. I don't know. I just came here to see you. I always managed to explain things to the extent that I understand them myself. But even doing that makes me feel embarrassed. However... Kaguya's face lights up like a Christmas tree. Then she stands up and walks over to the sofa I'm sitting on. Before plopping herself down right beside me. Suddenly, we're right next to each other. My heart starts to race. I have to make sure it doesn't show on my face. And I think to myself, but right then...
Hi.
Kaguya turns to face me and raises her head a little. What?
私の顔、お好きなだけどうぞってことよ。
Oh, that's not what the saying means. It's more like hanging out with someone.
それくらい知っているわ。
Then what is she doing? Am I being teased right now? Maybe she was just looking for an excuse to come and sit next to me.
そうそう。聞いて。あなたに会ったら話そうと思っていたの。アプリストアにいくつか面白そうなゲームがあったから、とりあえず一つインストールしたんだけど。
Oh, wow. You've developed an interest in games now. Which one was it?
第六感覚だったかしら。
Go fuck yourself. I shouldn't be surprised that they brought up Dead by Daylight again, but still... Oh, that's outside my field of expertise. Amane would... Wait, no. She's a solo player. She only plays co-op with Koibari, even that's reluctantly. I wonder if the two of them have been gaming together now. And we're on summer break. Now that we're on summer break, I kind of want to find out.
そうなのね。だったら私もやめておこうかしら。でも、あなたもゲームはやるんでしょ？
I did when I was a kid. Not so much nowadays. Occasionally I'll play with Amane though. Console games mainly.
据え置き機。電気店のゲーム売り場にあったゲーム専用機のことかしら。
Yeah, those. I also have my PC.
PC はパソコンよね。パソコンでもゲームができるのね。据え置き機とはどう違うの？どんなものをやっているの？
Well, let's just say you can play a lot more games on a PC than a console. Forget I mentioned my PC. Consoles are more popular nowadays. That's not true.
忘れてくれと言われると気になってしまうわ。PC ゲーム。
Yeah, mostly eroge. Well, wait, please, I'm begging you. Just don't Google it. Whatever you do.
かよ。
Please just ignore that too.
ああ、PC はいやらしいゲームもあるのね。
Hey, Kaguya.
気にすることはないじゃない。男性ならむしろ当然だと思うわ。
I am eternally grateful for your tolerance and understanding, but allow me to correct the record. They have porn games for women too.
うん、
I mean, are you trying to throw Amane under the bus with you? Because like, the kind of smut she has is for guys as well. I wasn't telling you to Google it. Wait, are you interested in them?
あったらダメなの？
I mean, it's fine, but like...
顔、さっきよりさらに真っ赤よ。
Please just ignore that.
もう。
We end up engaging in stupid conversations like this one for a while until...
そうそう。私ったら、最初からあなたに抱きついてしまったのよね。
Yeah, that sure was a surprise. But like, I don't know, the sun has begun to set, and we found ourselves talking about how we first met. You've done so much to help me since you've got here. You're still helping now. Thank you for everything. I mean it.
どういたしまして。
You know, thinking about it now, I get that you had your reasons, but I still can't believe a princess decided to cross between worlds. We were just casually reminiscing, but that comment changes everything. Kaguya furrows her brows. Did I say something I shouldn't have? Well, how do I explain this? So basically, Riku, Kaguya doesn't want you to see her as a princess. You feel me? There's a reason she does what she does. Other than because she likes you, but also because, well, the reason she started doing it is because it's probably the opposite of the type of personality she had in the other world. But that part is speculation. The part where she was, the reason she was doing it before, and by before I mean when she was doing it every night in his room, that was because she was really into him. But the first time around with the training, right, that was meant to be actual training, I guess. See, why she did that, I don't know.
ああ、そういうわけじゃないわ。ごめんなさい。変なリアクションをしてしまって。
Okay. Okay. But there's something you're not telling me, isn't there?
ええ。実はね、私がこっちに渡ってきたのは、あなたに会う以外にもう一つ理由があったの。そうね。どこから話そうかしら。
Kaguya proceeds to reveal the second reason she had for coming to this world.
私の国、スネーウ国の王。お父様は、ここ数年病気がちでね。
Uh-huh. Is this the classic trope of Kaguya's dad wants to find a suitor for Kaguya, but Kaguya doesn't like any of them.
だから王家は今、恥ずかしながら、いわゆる
後継者争いの真っ最中なの。
Right. And of course, Kaguya being his only daughter, I guess, potentially can't possibly become the queen of Snowy. I don't remember how to pronounce it. Right? Can't possibly become the queen. Right? So of course, he has to become married to someone who is a potential king candidate.
王位継承権第1位は、第一王子である兄様なのだけど。
Okay, well there's... Okay, hang on, let me wait for her to finish.
下手をすれば、兄様を凌駕するほど、私を次期女王に推す者が多いのよ。
Okay. Well, thankfully I was wrong. Right? The common trope is that the king having a daughter means that she can't succeed the throne, right? And only a king can. So at least she has the potential to become the queen. But the only problem is that she's the younger daughter. So, the line of succession doesn't really work in her favor.
自分で言うのもなんだけど、兄弟で私が一番万事に才能があったから。
So that means there's infighting in the royal family between you and your brother over who gets to take the throne?
兄様は即座にそう認識したようね。私が自分の地位を脅かすつもりなのだと。自分はすでに王政府に参画している身なのに、大名女に過ぎない私を推す者は増える一方だったし。
That goes to show how much more talented you are, I guess.
兄様自身が自分と取り巻きの利益を優先しがちな人だったのもあったと思うわ。
Right. So the people that don't agree with that have all banded together to support you.
ついでに、父王も私を後継者としたいお考えを謹慎に漏らされていたらしいという噂もあって。
Yeah, I can see why the first prince wouldn't like that.
ええ。業を煮やして強引な手を打ってきたくらいにね。
Like what?
病気が悪化したお父様を保護するという名目で酒税を動かし、実質的に幽閉してしまったのよ。その上で秘密裏に私の排斥にも乗り出してきて。
Removed as in...
理想としては暗殺でしょうね。
What the...
私は王位を継ぐ気はないから、濡れ衣というか、いい迷惑に尽きるわ。けど、そう言っても無駄でしょうし、どうあれ、身の危険がある以上は、座視してもいられない。つまり、こっちに渡ってきたのは、身の安全を確保するためでもあったのよ。
This is far more serious than I imagined. I don't even know what to say. But Kaguya just smiles sweetly at me.
もちろん、あなたに会いたかったのが、一番の理由だったのは揺るぎないから、安心して。
Kaguya.
あなたに会うために、世界を渡る準備を進めていたところで、情勢が今話したようになったの。なら一石二鳥。というのは変だけど、ただそれだけのことよ。
Why did you do it? I feel compelled to ask.
どうしてって、何が？
Like, why did you want to meet me so badly that you'd cross into this world to do it? Why did you want to get to know me? From what she said, Kaguya would have come to this world even if she weren't in any danger. Just being a royal princess would make her a very important person in that country, Even more so with all the people supporting her to become queen. So I asked the same question she had avoided the other day. Why do all this for me?
海水浴の時にも軽く話したと思うけど。
Yeah, but you know, that was a long time ago. I kind of forgot what she actually said.
私はもともと魔王に対して憧れのような感情を抱いていたの。
Okay, I mean, I kind of understand that part, but I don't think that's the real reason. An adoration.
バカにしてるわけじゃない。ただ、魔王の生まれ変わりって聞いて、いろんなことを想像したの。実際にはどんな人だったのか、恐ろしい性格だったのか、意外とひょうきんだったのか。何？
I, just figured you meant you were curious.
もちろん短所は興味からよ。私にとっては身近な存在だったし。
He was.
そもそも魔王とは、もともとスネーウ国の魔族の王の肩書きなのよ。
Wait, but...
彼の死後に諸国との講和が成立し、大戦が終結して、スネーウ国は彼に代わって我がシュトリア家が滑ることになった。けど、魔王の肩書きは引き継がなかったの。むしろ、絶対に引き継ぐわけにはいかなかった。争いを大きくした存在である魔王は、もはや恐怖の象徴そのものになっていたから、他国と平和的な関係を再構築していきたい、シュトリア朝スネーウ国の国是とは反するのよ。
I get it. But that makes it even harder to understand.
何がかしら。
You were born into the country years later, right? So why did you start to adore Diablo instead of fear him?
こう見えて私、勉強家なの。我が家が魔王と徹底して逆を行くなら、魔王についてもきちんと知っておくべきでしょ？だから、可能な限りに文献を漁ったり、魔王を直に知る古老たちから話を聞いたりして、単なる恐怖の象徴ではない。むしろ、傑物だったんじゃって感じて、興味が好意に変わったの。調べるほどにその好意は増して、いつの間にか憧れのような感情になっていた。
That's why you cross between worlds?
ええ。今、あなたとここでこうしているの。
She smiles sweetly as she comes to a conclusion. I have a clearer view of the whole picture now. But for some reason, hearing all this has just made the haze worse.
気に入らない？
Kaguya, think about it from his perspective, alright? So, you, as you are, have done certain things to Riku, right? But now he is finding out the reason you are doing those things is because he is Diablo. Right? So, what you're basically telling him is that if he wasn't Diablo, you wouldn't care about him. Right? That's not what I'm not saying it in a way that it's a definitive thing that Kaguya is doing, but the way she is saying it to him is that's how it comes across to him. Riku, that is. No, it's not that.
だったら、何か引っかかるかしら。私も私なりに、あなたを見つめてきたから、表情を読み取る自信も多少はついたんだけど、どう？
Observing is putting it mildly.
そう？
You pressed yourself against me night after night.
そう言ってくれるってことは、何が引っかかったか教えてくれるってことよね。
She tilts her head to the side and looks at me through upturned eyes, clearly enjoying this. I throw my hands up in surrender. I do everything I can to stifle my embarrassment as I speak. It's, your fondness and adoration and stuff. That's all for Diablo, not for Tanikaze Riku, right? I'm well aware that my cheeks are burning red right now. I feel like a jealous kid. I wish I'd never asked. She places her crystalline crystalline hands on both of my burning cheeks. Then she looks me right in the eyes, smiling all the while.
それは違うわ。
All the doubts I've been having, she gently denies. Huh?
魔王への好意や憧れは発端にしか過ぎない。そして魔王とあなたは別人。私が今見つめているのはあなた。つまり私は今谷風陸という男性に好意を抱いているのよ。
Okay, I mean, listen, I understand that it makes sense that she clears up the understanding this quickly, but like, you know, wouldn't it make for a more interesting thing if they let the misunderstanding linger for a bit longer, you know, add a bit of conflict to the mix, you know, more conflict than the fact that Noah really doesn't understand that Kaguya really is really into Riku, and the whole reason she was doing the quote-unquote secret training is because she really wants to be with Riku, but, you know, doesn't have a way to naturally get with him without the possibility of backlash, I guess, from her side of the family, her family, or I don't know how to explain it. Yeah, I guess mainly her family. She declares that without any room for misinterpretation, the words catch in my throat. I can feel my cheeks burning hotter against her touch. Instantly, my heart starts to race. I can feel every beat hammering loudly in my ears. The state I'm in finally brings me enlightenment. That's what I wanted to say. It's all too obvious now. I feel the same. I like Kaguya too. It all makes sense now. This isn't just lust. I'm not simply attracted to her physically. It's her personality, the way she acts, the way she speaks, the way she looks at me. All of those are what attract me to her so strongly. I think it's already love. That's what made me come here. It all makes sense now. All the confusion, the awkwardness, the restlessness, and that antsy feeling. It's because this is my first love. I think it over slowly, taking in what that means. There's no stopping my racing heart now. After that, they really didn't have a they really didn't have a fucking transition with Kaguya in anyone else's clothes. Like, you know, you could have done it in you know, Viz's or you know, Noah's, even if the chest might be a bit too big, or you know, Slay's, right? You know, Karumi's chest is at least slightly more on par than Amane's, or, well, I brought up Amane's because her chest is pretty big too. But, you know, never mind.
Ah, Riku!
Sorry to keep you waiting, and for always asking you to come out with me.
迷惑だったら応じてはいないわ。最近ね、リーンのメッセージ着信音が鳴るだけで、もう楽しくなってしまうのよ。
Okay, you don't need to blatantly point out that you'd like him without saying you like him, okay? Well, I'm glad I started texting you and asking you out, but when are you going to ask her out? You know, unless she already did, unless he already did, and they just and they had a hate scene. Because here's the thing, right? Every time we get to, well, no, I guess technically with Fumika and Orie, he confessed to them before the H scene, right? But with Noah, at least with Amane, right? Amane, definitely with Amane, they were they were about to confess to each other. They had the hate scene, and then they were together after the hate scene, right? So, like, is that going to be the same thing here? Are they already dating right now, and we just skipped over a hate scene? Who knows? Shall we get going?
行きましょう。
I've been texting Kaguya frequently to ask her to hang out. All as part of my attempt to court her, though I'm sure that much is obvious. I've been looking up all sorts of things online, stuff that I never had the slightest interest in before. I'd die if Amane discovered how to have fun with a girl in my search history. In any case, my efforts seem to be paying off, as Kaguya hasn't turned me down once as of yet. And today we decided to go to a small independent theater that was showing a classic romance flick. Now we're on our way home.
今日も送ってくれて嬉しいわ。
I mean, it's nighttime, so it's just common courtesy.
また可愛い顔して。もう。帰宅時間は織江に伝えてあるから、今日はこのまま家に寄って、お茶を飲んでいって。
Oh, sure, if you're offering. By the way, Kaguya.
何？
What did you think of the movie?
面白かったわ。内容もだけど、そもそも映画というもの自体が。初体験だったけど、テレビとはまるで違う。そう。まさに体験よね、あれは。
Yeah, but it's an expensive experience, that's the problem.
楽しくないわけがないわ。あなたが連れて行ってくれるところは、全部楽しい。
That's good to hear. Having said that, I'm pretty sure Kaguya is one of those people who can find fun in anything. Which means I'm not sensing anything particularly romantic in her words. Maybe I just need to man up and take a step forward. Yes, you should, because she already likes you. I don't think you need to convince her more. I don't think you need to try to convince her more, because she was definitely into you way before you realized you were into her. But on the other hand, I start to think to myself, and that's when it happens.
危ない！
What? Kage rushes toward me. I initially think she's pulling me into a hug, only for her to leap forward with me in her arms. Not a moment later, a sharp, seemingly translucent arrow pierces the space we were just occupying. But that's not all. Kaguya, still holding me in her arms, jumps off to the side. A moment later, comes the sound of something slicing through the air again behind us. Kaguya rolls into a perfect landing, letting go of me and positioning herself to protect me in one smooth motion. She stares off over it. A figure slowly rising from the ground. They're covered in some tattered cloak, a hood hiding their face. One of their hands clasps a particularly shaped dagger that's equally as translucent as the arrow from earlier. From what they're wearing, it's clear they're not from this world, which means, again,
のようね。下がっていて。
they're an assassin after Diablo's manner. Or, okay, listen, maybe, or they're an assassin after Kaguya. Kaguya takes a step forward to position herself in front of me. As magical flames burst to life in her hand.
無駄よ。この私がいる限り。
Kaguya! Now it's my turn to pull her out of the way. The assassin's dagger cuts through the air, just barely missing her.
狙いは私なの？
Well, yeah, what would you call it? It's not Chekhov's gun. Chekhov's assassin. Let's go with that one. You just brought up that your brother was trying to assassinate you. Of course, the next time an assassin shows up, it has to be for you. The assassin leaps back to create some distance between us, but doesn't answer. With their eyes only vaguely visible from under their hood, remain locked squarely on Kaguya the entire time. That proves it. Kaguya, stand back. This time, I stand in front of her. She's visibly shaken. Sure, there's nothing I can do, but I'm not going to let her get hurt. Why are you after her? Forget it. It doesn't matter.
なるほど。わかったわ。
Huh?
一見して判別できないようにはしているようだけど。そのナイフの意匠は確か、スネーブ国、南辺境伯領に少数残っている、ジュグ省のものよね。そして、ついでに言えば、あなた、頭の角を隠しきれていないわよ。
Well, I'm sure it'd be hard to hide your horns if he's wearing a hood, so... That short interval was enough time for Kaguya to regain her composure. She throws one sharp observation after the next at the assassin.
さすがは格が姫。
どういたしまして。
お覚悟。
そうね。
I hadn't even noticed the horns. Kaguya is ridiculously observant. She was so confident in a declaration that the assassin was forced to admit it. And since he has horns, that means...
我が国からの、私を狙った魔族の資格。
Yes, of course. So does that mean...
南辺境伯は、あの人の最大の支援者の一人。つまり、あなたを差し向けたのは、まず兄様で間違いないわね。
The first prince who's decided Kaguya is a threat to his ascension to the throne. She told me that part of the reason she came here was because she was afraid assassins would be sent after her. Only for her brother to end up dispatching them into this world.
どうやって私の居場所を突き止めたのか。さすがに察しがつかないし、あなたに聞いても答えてはくれないでしょうから、聞かないけど。どうあれ、私がこっちにいると分かったなら、兄様としては、むしろ好都合よね。スネーブ国内で暗殺したなら、事後処理に強引な手を使う必要があったでしょうけど、こっちでなら、楽に処理できる。不慮の事故やら何やらと、いくらでもごまかせる。となれば、多少の無理をしてでも、 あなたを渡らせる価値はあるというもの。
I mean, it took him long enough. How long did it take him to was all that time just trying to find where she went, you know? So that's what's gonna happen. That's what's going on. Still, just working that out doesn't.
そんなところだと思うんだけど。どうかしら。
It doesn't do anything to stay his dagger. The assassin produces another translucent arrow, only this one is as long as a full spear. And he fires it right at her. Kaguya! I immediately jump to protect her, but she pushes me to the side.
燃え尽きろ!
In that same movement, she brandishes her flames, firing them off toward the hurtling spear. She twists her wrist and jams it forward.
はぜ!
She stops just before finishing her action. The assassin has suddenly popped up right in front of her eyes. He swings his blade, slashing repeatedly through the airs. He closes in on Kaguya. She brings her flame-enveloped hand up to protect herself, but his dagger tears right through it. The dagger gets even closer.
はぜよ!
Kaguya grabs a hold of me, produces another flame. It produces more flames and directs them at her feet. She uses the momentum of the resulting explosion to launch us far out of the assassin's range. Sorry, Kaguya.
私こそ、反撃はおろか、防がせてもくれない遠近二段攻撃なんてね。
Okay, well, I don't think you need to defend him, considering that, you know, I don't think the assassin perceives him as a threat. I don't even think the assassin is gonna use Riku as a fucking hostage, bargaining chip, victim, something like that. You can't block his dagger then?
ええ、逃げを打つので精一杯。あの呪具、氷のナイフはちょっとまずいわ。
So that translucent dagger is made of magical ice? And it was able to easily slice right through Kaguya's flames.
兄様にしては抜かりないじゃない。それほど必殺を期しているということかしら。
She flashes me a confident smile, but even I can tell we're in deep shit. There's a good chance our next attempt to dodge won't be so successful. All the confidence in the world isn't going to stop this assassin from pursuing Kaguya.
大丈夫よ。防御にマナをつぎ込めば、防げないってことはないわ。
Listen, there's an easy way to go about this. Considering the fact that I don't think Riku has the feather, all he needs to do is transmigrate. That's the easiest. That's the best way to call Noah over, right? And Kaguya whispers, noticing how pale-faced I've become. But you can't use much mana while in this world.
まあ、そうね。
Then it's do or die. I'll have to.
ダメ。それだけは絶対に。
I mean, I know it's not an option, but like, I was determined to say I'd transmigrate, but she didn't even let me finish. She cuts me off in a hushed but sharp tone, right as she pushes a tiny flame into my chest. I don't feel any pain. There's no burning sensation.
前世返りはしないで。それが状況をひっくり返す大前提。
Her voice echoes directly inside my mind. If she's resorted to using this, then she definitely doesn't want the assassin overhearing what she's about to say.
特訓の成果ね。あなたは今、魔王のマナをゼロに近いレベルまで抑えられているのよ。
Now that she mentions it, she's right. I think it's because of the last time I got attacked. I'm now unconsciously keeping my mana in check. It's some kind of fight or flight response, firing on all cylinders, to the point where there's no demonic aura to be sensed from me at all.
だから、向こうも明らかにあなたが魔王だとは気づいていない。これが突破口。 標的である私とこっちの一般人としか思われていないあなた。いざとなれば向こうがどちらを優先するかは明白。もうわかるわよね。どうにか隙を作るからこの場を離れて助けを呼んできてくれる？
Every fiber of my being is instinctively opposed to taking the coward's way out. But I hope being of any use to Kaguya, but I won't be of any use to Kaguya staying here. So there's no other option. Fine, we'll... Right as I turn around to start running, the assassin closes the distance. He does so in an instant, bringing his dagger down right toward me this time. Kogi's infinite flames collide with the dagger and somehow manage to protect me. But for some reason, the assassin continues attacking me, completely contrary to our expectations. It's too much for Kaguya to handle. She's too focused on defending to give me an opening. Okay, well, see, I knew this was going to happen. We're lucky her flames can protect us from the Frostblade, but if she's concentrating on her mana, that means she's using more of it than usual, right? Then the assassin must be targeting me in order to expend Kaguya's mana. From what I can see, it's working. It's taking everything Kaguya has to protect me. Fuck. This is getting worse by the second. There must be something I could do. I could try and run away, but I'm certain the assassin would give chase. Kaguya would try to defend me, but that would just put her under extra duress. Which means that's not an option. But then what is? We don't need to defeat this guy. We just need to get out of here. So, if he lost his reason to chase us, yeah, if he decided further fighting would be futile, or if I can make him think it is, that's right. I can give him a reason to withdraw. Both parties must be getting exhausted by now. I just have to give him something equally as worth his while. Kaguya. I call out to her from within my mind, and fortunately enough, she hears me and responds. This is it. You think you can hurt me enough to force a draw? Or hurt him enough to force a draw. Good. That's where I'll come in. It's time for Diablo to show himself. He must be getting exhausted too. This is going to work. We just have to give him a reward of equal value to your life, and then he'll withdraw. Aye, Diablo. It will put an end to this here and now. His suggestion makes me gasp. My heart is pounding like a hammer. His determination alone takes my breath away. But that's not the only thing that impacts me. The reason I gasped, the reason my heart is hammering. His reason and his goals, they perfectly align with what I imagine Diablo must have been in the end. Well, at least she's aware that Diablo wasn't really that bad of a guy. You know, it took a lot of research in Noah's route to find out that Diablo wasn't really that bad of a guy. But at least in Kaguya's route, it doesn't take that long because she already did the research herself. She reached a conclusion with the research she did, but she couldn't go that deep into the research, is what I meant. Let's do this, Kaguya. My mind made up. I jump in front of Kaguya. Cease. Even hired help like you must be aware. Diablo has been reborn in this world, and I am him. I declare as I begin to gradually release all of my suppressed mana. This assassin's a magic user. He's going to pick up on the abrupt change in my aura. And now you're free to aim at me. Come steal my mana. Before Kaguya comes to her senses and tries to stop me. What? The assassin takes no notice of me, even as I start releasing Diablo's mana toward him. A wall of innumerable spears appears only to fire forward like arrows a moment later. They fire straight toward Kaguya while the assassin himself gets ready to launch another follow-up. Hang on, you don't steal Sung Jinwoo's line, alright? That's what he says. Kaguya summons forth a wall of crimson fire, which just about manages to burn through the spears that completely cover my field of vision. But that drives her to her limit. The assassin takes advantage of the gap in her defenses to plunge his dagger forward. Kaguya has no hope of reacting in time, not after using up that much mana, that much magic. The crystalline tip slides through her flank. Kaguya! Instinctively, I reach out and scream her name. In that very moment, while I am still struck by panic, a torrent of mana knits together before my eyes. The magic takes shape, then fires forward. Huh?
No!
I'm surprised, and I'm the one who did it, so I bet the assassin is even more so. The blade of ice he holds mere inches from Kaguya immediately shatters. Kaguya's surprised too, in a state of total confusion. Well, that's unique magic. All the confusion and panic has brought us to an unforeseen deadlock. And that's when our fourth person comes flying into the scene. Well, I was hoping it'd be Aurier, but I guess... I was hoping it'd be Noah, but I guess Aurier's closer. Aurier. Aurier lunges toward the assassin at an earth-shattering speed. He naturally goes to meet her attack. However... he can no longer produce his frostblade, nor form the spears of ice around him. That moment is all Aurier needs. She grabs hold of the assassin with the elegance of an accomplished martial artist, almost like she is, before throwing him into a grapple. She keeps the assassin's hand twisted behind his back, stopping him from trying anything. He tries desperately to wriggle free, but Aurier's hold is unyielding. Listen, Aurier, look, I'm just gonna say, you just kill him. Look, unless there's a way for you to expose Kaguya's brother's actions through the assassin, I'd just say kill him. Threatening him isn't really going to do anything, so, the assassin finally stops struggling. And, the assassin isn't going to pull a Clavy and either become good or just never return to this world, so, I guess he's resigned himself to his fate. Jeez. I almost dropped to my knees in exhaustion as Kaguya rushes over to me, her hair fluttering behind her. She gently runs her hands all over me. He's just mana exhausted or whatever. Nah, I'm good. Thanks for the concern. But crazily enough, I'm perfectly fine. My mana's been suppressed too, and it doesn't feel like it's going to run wild, so you don't need to worry about that either.
に良かった。
She means it. Her face instantly relaxes, as does the rest of her. I wouldn't be surprised if she wanted to collapse to her knees as well.
あんなすごい魔法を使ったのに、体のどこにも負担がかかっていなくて。
You know, I'm just him, you know, I So that really was magic. Was it advanced stuff?
高度なんて言葉じゃ済まないくらいよ。私がどれだけ驚かされたか。そもそも、あなたが魔法を使ってのけたこと自体だけど。
Kaguya straightens herself up and smiles wryly as she looks me up and down.
マナが乏しいこっちで生まれ育ったあなたが、魔法を使うなんて、普通ならありえないわ。
I mean, didn't Amane...
さすがは魔王の生まれ変わり、と言うべきなのかしら。
No, really.
参考までに、というのも変だけど、聞かせてもらえる？一体、どうやって魔法を使ったの？
I can tell from her serious expression that she wants to hear all about the process. All the process I went through and how I controlled the mana. But I don't have an answer for her. Sorry, but honestly, I don't really know myself.
だったら、どうして魔法が発動？
It was the power of love. I quietly clear my throat, then stand up straight. I was just desperate to save you, Kaguya. Listen, if you're gonna confess to her, I don't think this is the time or the place. Considering that, you know, Aurea is a bit preoccupied, holding down an assassin. I turn away, but not before I see Kaguya's eyes go wide. That took everything I had to say. It feels like a miracle born of love to me. Like I said, the power of love. But as much as I'd like to say that, I obviously can't. All I can tell her is that I didn't do it consciously. It just sort of happened. It was a miracle I performed to save the girl I love. Not that I could ever say that with a straight face. Definitely probably shouldn't say that here either. Kaguya would probably be a little creeped out if I did, so not happening. Once again, read the room. Miracle or whatever, I'm just glad she's safe. I can't look away from him. He looks off to the side, trying to hide whatever it is. As someone who wields mana myself, I know just how difficult that magic was. There aren't many people who could perform it, even back in my world. It truly was grand magic. Well, I mean, it's not new, right? Any time there's a magic in a magic system that nullifies other magic, it's always fucking super advanced shit. But like, you know, I hate that such a cool magic has become a trope, right? I hate that there's always that magic nullifying sort of thing. And he was able to use it just because he wanted to protect me.
つまり、あなたは
That means you.
そこまで私を大切な存在だと思ってくれているのね。
The moment I realize this, I hear something inside me. It's sweet, like the ringing of a bell, but suffocating at the same time. As if my very soul is trembling in resonance with it. It makes my heartbeat speed up all the more. I know for certain that I've never heard anything quite like it. And yet, instinctively, the realization of how important it is sets in to a maddening extent.
本当に目が離せない。見つめることしかできない。こんな私知らない。私は
I'm suddenly assailed by an intense embarrassment. It forces me to snap my eyes away from him. A moment ago, I couldn't take my eyes away. And now I can't even look at him. Because it feels like my heart is about to jump out of my mouth when I do. My body is burning so hot that I'm finding it difficult to stand. And yet...
少しでも長くこのままあなたのそばにいたいと。
Listen, Kaguya, there's a time and place for having these conflicting emotions. I don't think this is the time or the place. What's making me feel this way? I wish someone could tell me, though they obviously can't. There's no going back for me. Everything about who I was before is different now.